Hey, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Yahweh Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles at Great Millstone and to the bishops and elders in Connecticut, and also to the high priests and teachers that taught our apostles. Okay, and to the brothers that's out there putting their lives on the line, teaching this truth, and this out the mouth from the Great Millstone Houston camp. And I'm going to get right into it. This 2 Peter 3 and 10. But the day of Yahweh Bashar Shai will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works therein shall be burnt up. Right? You know. So Yahweh Shai gonna be like it's gonna come in that so-called UFO. It's gonna catch a lot of these people on, what I want to say. They're just gonna catch them real like a thief in the night. I was trying to think of another word, but these people that don't know what's going on, right? It's gonna catch them by surprise, right? The element of surprise, okay? And and it says in which heaven shall pass away with great noise. What that is, that's the missiles, the ICBM missiles, man. The nuclear fire. Okay, that's gonna be, with a great noise. Okay, and it shall be burnt up, like it says. Verse 11, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in our holy conversations and godliness? Yeah, in these prophecies, being, just staying focused on this truth, prophecies, right? And just, hey, just keep focused. Just keep your eyes on the prize. Verse 12, looking for and hasten unto the coming of the day of Yahweh Bashar Shai, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, right? With them missiles, right? Also, them chariots too, the angels gonna get down too in them chariots, right? Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. And that's what we want, right? That's why we want these days to be shortened, okay? For that, we want a new earth, man, in righteousness, because Esau Edom is doing a terrible fucking job, okay? Excuse my French, So that's why we hasten, man. We hasten the day of Yahweh Shai to come and crack them clouds, okay? Let's get let's see, Salakia. Yeah, and I pulled this up. This was back in March. It's a little article. It says Earth rotation is speeding up. Here's what it means for timekeeping. And I'm just reading this little part right here, and it says the overall trend is toward longer days. That is slower rotation. But in recent years, Earth has been speeding up according to time and date. July 5th, 2024 was the shortest day on record, and several days last summer came closer to stealing the title. Right, and I remember them talking about that. Right, July 5th. That's coming up about 2 years now. But yeah, man, saying the earth is spinning more faster now. Hey, that's Yahweh Shai. Hey, Yahweh Bashar Shai doing their work. So let's get 2 Esdras 2 and 13. And it reads, go and ye shall receive. Pray for a few days unto you. That's what we should be doing, praying for a few days, right? And we do meditate on that, right? Because we sick of this fucking place, okay? I know I am. Tired of getting my ass up in the morning, and looking at this goddamn cracker, I can just wring his neck. But let me, hey, let me read this again. Go, second Edges 2, and I just had a moment right there. Second Edges 2 and 13. Go and ye shall receive. Pray for a few days unto you, that they may be shortened, right? Shortening. The kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch. Okay? So yeah, that's what we betting on. That's what we hoping on. Y'all brush my outside, shorten up the days. And we should pray for shorter days. Okay? Yeah, so let me get this in Matthew. Right. See, I still got a little bit more, 7%. Do this video right quick before I need to charge it up. But yeah, this Matthew 24, and I'll tell you what, I started at 21. Matthew 24 and 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since, Slakia. Matthew 24 and 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time. No, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Right. Okay. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. Right? Why? Because Esau Edom got all kind of bullshit, BS going on out here right now. With just tech roll, checking all this technology and bullshit that he want to do, and just poisoning the air and the water and the food, and just, man, the water Yahweh Shema Shah for keeping his men, keeping, his people, protecting us, man. Because if it wasn't for Yahweh Shema Shah, we'd have been up out here a long time. We be through. Okay? That's why, the scriptures is read right here. It's written right here, right? Matthew 24 and 22. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Right? For the elect's sake. Okay? It gotta be shortened, because, man, the devil, trying to kill everybody. Right? Especially the elect. That's why the Lord got to come back. He got to come back. Yahweh Shai got to come back on that UFO, on that so-called UFO, on that chariot, man, the so-called black man, and come deliver us up out of here, Matter of fact, let me go down. Right, and I did a lesson on this the other day. Right? Yeah, Matthew 24 and 30, and then shall appear, might as well get it. Matthew 24 and 30, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, Yahweh Shai, right? And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. Why? Because they know they ain't right. They about to get their asses destroyed. And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds. Clouds what? You so-called UFOs, the chariots, right? Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory, right? And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect, right? The elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. So, I want to be a part of that, Beam me up, come get me, right? I'm quite sure the apostles and the brothers and the elders, they all feel the same way, But yeah, I just wanted to go into that, man. We need these days to be shortened. We got to pray for more, shorter days, and prophecies are happening. So, we at the end, So I hope this has been edifying and to the point. I'm going to give our praises due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ruhawa Kakadash. Until next time, Shalom, and Shalom to the elect.